Hello, hello, hello! Welcome and well met. Welcome to the stream. I'm Leona Theodosia, and today I am playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So we are on episode 7 overall, which is the second episode of Resolve. Because this is Chronicles is 2 games in 1. Of Adventures and Resolve. There you go, you're up to speed now. This is your first time clicking on one of these things. You're way far into the game, my friend. Okay, silliness aside, let's jump into La Gamey. Alright, so we last left off right before getting witness statements. Little buddy, you gotta go. Okay, so quick little recap. There's a sketchy thespian blaming our defendant. We're playing as a lawyer, mind you. These two are like, yeah, that thespian is sketchy. And they're bee-themed, which amuses me greatly. You might see that in more later when it zooms out more, but yes, we've got bee-themed gas company owner employee. The lady's an owner, I think, kind of. Well, her husband is. She kind of is. I don't know how you would view that. Anyway, let's get on to the witness testimony, because I have yet to see this in this run, which is my second time playing this game, so there's a lot I don't remember. I've been happily playing it again. Proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Altamont gas meters accept threepenny bits. Each coin given customers about 2 hours of glorious gas. As in to power things. I know some of you. And yet, the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though. And the collection agent has the only key. Somehow he's using all that flaming gas he wants without paying a penny? If that's not thieving, what is? Ooh, that's some decent evidence. Or at least that something sketchy's going on. Van Zeeks, I seriously want to smack you sometimes. Yeah, I knew you'd be saying something uppity and stuck up. Just smack this man. We're what? We're 3 minutes in and I'm already like threatening violence. Oh, jeez. Against a fictional character, that is. Please no one freak out. In real life, don't do that. Anyway. We forgive the discourtesy. The relevance of this testimony caused me to turn to my hollow chalice. What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Zeeks? The mustachioed Nipponese poisoned the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all this should concern this court. And yet, now we must listen to this abhorrence. There goes the glass. Again. Seriously, how much glass is behind Van Zeeks after one of these trials? I would not want to be the one to clean it up. Stop making a mess. You poor excuse for a vampire. Clearly what separates the vast British Empire and your Eastern Island nation is more than geographical distance. You're so rude. They want to smack him sometimes. But this could turn out to be crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. You get him, Ryunosuke. And there goes the bottle. Do what you will. Lord Van Zeeks appears to be in a violent mood. Yes, he does. Attempted poisoning. An incident of gas theft with no supporting evidence. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance. I wonder. The truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. The first step in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is. He looks like a space cadet to me. And a very poor actor. In more ways than one. Okay. Alright. You know what? I might have to press on it. Let's just do that. Does that mean you're an... Yep. So does that mean you enter people's houses in order to empty their gas meters? Hello, Grandma Iris. Welcome, welcome. That I do. Have to try to catch people when they're in, when I ask permission to come inside and do my business. That mean you've been into Mr. Natsume's room before, as well as that of Mr. Shamspear? Well now, interesting you should bring that up. Because I couldn't believe how little money was in his meter. I mean, how the pair of them survived the winters beyond me, it really is. Why, Mr. Natsume? He probably spends all his gas money on books. And then when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth. You would kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meters themselves, Mr. Meterman. Not much to say, really. As you wish. Next line of dialogue.
Hold it!
So all London houses have a gas supply that are fitted with these gas meters, are they? They're the latest model, the high-tech technology, developed by our company, Altamont Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes. So, if a 3-pence coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night. A bit more than that, usually. If they have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is. Peanut butter. Susaki-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he? Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. Ah yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room, actually. How does the money in the gas meter get back to you at the gas company? Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins. I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter cost the company an awful lot of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part. Hello, Margaret. Welcome, welcome. Ah, because they have to pay in advance, you mean? Yes, exactly right. And you... Hold it! The way I was reading that, we got that. Out of interest, how long has this been going on? Weeks and weeks! He's been pinching gas off us for ages. And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shamspear's room, I take it? Naturally. We took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb. Nothing suspicious at all, I presume. No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock, the Shamspear Special. Sounds like it would have cost an awfully lot of 3-penny pieces. But even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty. Never forget the humiliation. When I opened up the money box, I found it bare. You what? I said, you what? The look on his face, that smarmy smile of his. Ah. Those guys I call it, they're all eaten up. I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of it being jimmied open anywhere, not a single sign. What's happened to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what. A life-threatening situation. And number of ways. Incidentally, what became of that meter? Nothing came of it. I still got it. Oh? Right here. No wonder they call you Meter Man. I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing. Court record! Time to poke at things! My favorite parts. Ryunosuke is definitely... I'm like, Ryunosuke agrees. Oop. Eyelash. An eye. Not pleasant. Ah. I'm okay now. A meter that A meter that dispenses gas for a set time after a coin is inserted. It sports a very strong lock developed especially with Mr. Shamspear in mind. Huh. Oop, I'm in the way, right? That's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it? Thank you, Margaret. I just got an eyelash in my eye a little bit. Nothing too big, I just more of get it out of my eye. Nothing hard to do. I've done it plenty. And the money box is sealed with beeswax, too. Mr. Shlums were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately. Mr. Naruhodo, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Shlums would... You know you didn't finish that sentence, don't you? Well, anyway... She's like, he couldn't get up to that, and then she's like, no wait, never mind, he would. Mr. Shlums' name getting dragged through the mud while he's not even here. I could just hear him going be like, my good fellows. It's like, it wounds me so that you would think of me as such. Or such like. I'm not sure what his actual dialogue be, but it'd probably be something around there. Or he'd just be like, surprise face and then fall over. Oh, jeez. It's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs. It does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? Here's up. Oh, what's... Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruhodo? Just here. There's the little hole. Do you see? Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed. It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say. So, I think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shamspear. Possibly. It seems the people at Altamont Gas must have missed it. Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through to the inside. Yes, but there's no way a coin could fit through here. That's true, but even so, it does seem more than a little suspicious. Updated. I'm just such a goober. He really is! He's such a goober. It's on a rare occasion I want to give Shlums a light pap on the back of the head. Be like, no, bad. He mostly just makes me embarrassed, get secondhand embarrassment. Just because he does something and I'm like, Shlums, please. Why? He's definitely gonna do that one of the future episodes. Okay, is that all there is to look at? Wait, I would think so. Yeah, because we got an upgrade, update. Update would be better. We got an update on the thing. It says, yeah, and there's a tiny hole in its space. Okay. Though at first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Oh, this is about getting. I think we just looked at. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter. Oof. Oh, poor meter man. Huh. Well, it has been. Okay, let me. It has been tampered with. There's a hole in it. Hold on. I'm gonna try pressing.
Objection!
Oh, that cut out the music. I like how they're so consistent in the Ace Attorney series that if the music cuts out, you got it correct. It's a nice little detail you may not always notice. Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with. What? In a way, I've been over and over that thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box? Oh, what? You're right. You're quite right. There's a little hole here. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamspeare secretly opened up this hole himself. Yes, I wouldn't be all that surprised. But why? Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get a farthing through that. Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design. Bumblebee umbrella. Yeah, both, I don't know what word it Liam is using, but... Do I have them both in the court record now? Yeah, I do. Okay, so Queen Bee Altamont here, and Arden Bee Meter Man. They are bee themed. You can see see that. So yeah, I like it fun. I have a fondness for honeybees and like bumblebees. So I very much appreciate their designs. I noticed they were bees and I was like, ooh, when I first saw them. Yeah, so if you look up online, you can get Queen Bee. Queen Bee? I think it's Queen Bee, because it's off of Queen Bee. But Queen Bee, you can find a full art design of her online if you so wish. I suggest looking it up. It's a fun design. She looks like a big fluffy bumblebee. I'm like, I appreciate this. That's why the thumbnail has just a me wearing a recoloring of her outfit. Like, I like this outfit. It's fluffy! Okay. Oh yeah, okay, he's asking about the meter. What sort of details? Well, what I'd specifically like to know is... how it differentiates coin. Yeah, I think it's a coin. I think it's this. I'm like, let me think. Does the meter tell the difference between different coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1-penny coin, that wouldn't work, presumably, would it? No, of course not. So, well, how does the meter know that the coin it's been fed is a threepenny bit? Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells coins apart by their shape, size, which includes their thickness. Shape and size, which includes their thickness. A threepenny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit. Ah, I see. It's clearly been very well thought out. A witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it's pertinent. As you wish, my lord. Meter is designed for coins the exact diameter and thickness of a threepenny bit. Nothing else will fit. I want to bar of soap. Is it this? I think we need to use this. Show this now. I don't know if you know where I'm going with it. You're probably like, why do we need to know about the coin like this? maybe figure out, because this is a cheap bar of soap that was discovered just outside Mr. Shamspeare's window. The little reddish medallion from the center has mysteriously vanished. Also, I think, yeah, this photo is also relevant. So yeah, let's see if you figure it out before I get to the park. Oh, my nose is bugging me now too. Sniffle, sniffle. Yeah, I think I might just want to press. I'll give it a save in case I'm wrong. Well, not press. Present. I want to present evidence. I don't think I need to press necessarily, but I'll see. We'll find out momentarily.
Objection!
No. No, that didn't work. Okay. That does not... Not save. Oh. I don't need to go through the whole spiel of, you did a bad. I'm like, that takes too long. It takes less time to reload. Alright.
Hold it!
We'll talk more about this then. But conversely then, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness equally well be used. Would that be true? Well, yes, in a way. The weight comes into it to a certain extent as well. We've thought of that through anyway. If I find any fake coins inside the box when I empty the meter, the contract says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they diddled as a fine. We live for moments like that, us gasmen do. Live for them, haha! He's having a good time. It would seem the gas company has thought of everything. Woohoo! Hurrah for gas! Hurrah for cash! Ultimate all the way! He's cheering on and she's like, stop. Pokes him with her umbrella. I completely forgot about this. That's so silly. That's quite enough of that. Remind me, how big are threat penny bits? About 3/4 of an inch across. Do you think, Mr. Naruhodo, is this 2-centimeter measurement significant? Perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on. Yes, you may be right. Perhaps I should try a different track here. Asking about whether the meter can be dismantled, for example. Hi! Okay. I don't think it's dismantled. It very much has to do with coins. We're leaving it. Let us return to the testimony. I just have to figure out how to get my point across. Of course, my lord. As I was saying, automaton meters are unsurpassed. They can't be manipulated. Or maybe I have to learn both bits before... She's swirling her umbrella. Oh, wait. Maybe I have to put the bar of soap here. Yeah, I don't need to save again. Wait, do I have to use this here?
Objection!
Nope. Darn it. I'm trying to say, I think there's a little medallion thingamajig in the middle of it, but now it's gone, and I know what it is. Okay, you know what? Let's... Let me see what the other dialogue is, just in case, because we might learn something. I'll just get through this. Because we might have to do both. It's giving us the option to do both, which is quite rare, I guess. Well, there's not too much of that. Usually you get marked down, and you don't get a switch between the two. Yeah, can you dismantle it? How can the meter be dismantled? Dismantled? Yes, given that there are no signs of it having been forced. I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart. Well, yes, that does make some sense. The padlocks are made by a first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel. And the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well. Welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. I can assure you, it's quite impossible to dismantle it. Woohoo, yeah, nothing leaks from Altamont meter. No coins, no gas, no nothing. I see. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it's pertinent. As you wish, my lord. All joints in the meter are welded shut, and the lock is made from solid steel. There's no way to dismantle it.
Hold
Any
it!
more information if I press on this? Has anyone ever tried? Oh yeah, they've tried. But they all given up before long. After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company would be able to take legal action. Yes, that makes sense. What do you think, Mr. Naruto? Okay, I think I want to make it go back to the coin. Yeah. I can skip through this because I think it's going to be... Yeah, we've seen this before. Alright, let's skip through this. Yes, we got one last dialogue we can press. I'm not sure exactly where I need to go. Oh, wait. No, maybe I do need... Huh. Maybe I do need that it's welded shut. Let me see. Let me look at them. Huh. Can I look at this again? Oh, it doesn't pop up anything new. The part that I want to look at. Can I look at this? Signaling? No, it only zooms in. Okay. And this is... Oh, okay. This is not checkmarked off again. Let me try. Oh, look at this bar of soap. There's a circular depression on this side. About 2 centimeters across. Or 3/4 of an inch. Ah! Do you think? We did find this soap at the scene, didn't we? Yes! Yes, there were 2 bars. On the little ledge just outside the window. So we took this one. But I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly. Yes. There's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? Okay, it did upgrade. Oh, so I was on the right track. I just had to examine this again. Okay. My bad. Oh, so soap. Don't forget the soap. Indeed, I forgot about the soap. And now I've been wasting time because of it. Oh well, we got it now. So now I can use this. Oh, and I'm on the right thing. I'm gonna save it first, though. In case I messed something else up somehow. Oh, I should move back. I'm in the way. Well, I'm going to be in the way. Well, it kind of was in the way. Anyway. Doesn't matter. Do I want... Yeah, I probably want to present on this because it's the new dialogue.
Objection!
Is this where... Yeah, the music cut out. Okay. Let me just confirm something here. The diameter and thickness were to be correct. The meter would accept any object as if it were a penny bit. Is that correct? Yeah. Penny bit. Yes, that is correct. Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating Mr. Shamspeare's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Something the same size as a penny bit. What was it? The item in question is this. What? Even inhaling gas! That's a bar of soap! It certainly looks nothing like a penny bit, I must say. Looks like I'm going to have to point out exactly what I mean here. So important about the soap is this part here. This is basically a player check to make sure they know why it's important. Oop. Oh, I had to push X. Whoops. Okay, I think this is dialogue from before. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I did not
Got it!
I did not mean to do that. You have to turn it... You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Ah! Are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there? That's right. A depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, it's exactly the same size as a threepenny bit. Get away! Does anyone here present have in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it? This is not to throw shade at the judge. Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here a threepenny bit. Now to see if it fits. Yep. My word! Couldn't be more snug. Yes, as I suspected. This, without doubt, provide a clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it. Bees! So, your assertion amounts to what? Some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas. Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit. I must concur, at least, that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap, such as this, is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape. And you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour in the mold. You could make 48 coins in no time. This is an important bit. Brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shamspeare has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now, to follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet. But this is all nonsense. The man had been making fake coins. My workers here would have found them when he emptied the meter. Quite true, Lady Altamont. In the absence of some kind of black magic that could make them disappear. I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it? There's one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air. Yes. Exactly. The meter here gives it away. What on earth? Given how slow on the uptake Van Zeeks usually is at these harebrained freaking scenarios, I'm surprised he got that. Mr. Vampire is smart, book smart, and court smart, but he's not very crazy kooky ace attorney smart. I'm sorry. I'm so amused that he was able to get that. I'm like, honestly, I'm impressed you're able to understand that zaniness, Van Zeeks. Okay. Moving on. There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room. If that is your assertion, counsel, the defense will identify those remnants for the court at once. Where on the meter can the remnants of the method used to make the fake coins disappear be seen? Right here. The little hole. I don't need to click A, I need to click X. A is dialogue. Sorry. My bad, let's skip through this. I'm so used to being A just being the, you know, situational button for this thing.
Got it!
Keep pressing the wrong button. We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's window. Outside? Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found this soap. Ah, I get it. That's right. The answer, of course, is ice. Did you say ice? The Shamspear has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning. Then, he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. His room becomes very comfortably warm. Ice now inside the meter's coin box melts, turning back into water and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing Altamont gas. They're so shocked. Van Zeeks just feels like he's going, this is all very impressive, but what does this have to do with the poisoning case you're under? We'll get there, Van Zeeks, we'll get there. Just like that. So simply, is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water. That's right, madame. I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless. I'm fairly sure I didn't design it. Evidence! Sorry? I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof. She's very good at forcing accountability, isn't she? Very well, Lady Altamont. If you like evidence, I'll prove it. Or provide it. What? Senor Horo, are you saying you do actually have evidence to support this theory? I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. And I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with would now explain it. Piece of evidence that substantiates the theory about how Mr. Shamspear has been stealing gas is this photo.
That!
I remember the correct button this time. This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson. And it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shamspear. What remnants? Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shamspear's room. Now, look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. It's wet. I noticed that last stream. I was pointing it out for a reason. What is that? Some kind of grubby stain? Most certainly, it's a water stain, resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter. Ah! One coin gives about 2 hours of gas usage, and the occupant was heating his room in all his waking hours. We can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor. This is awful. And there's further evidence too. The Shamspear slumped over his table, apparently having consumed strychnine. And right there next to him is a bar of soap, broken in half. You're right. It would appear to me then, Counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he? Fancy, it's just like, no. Okay, on that point, we're in agreement for once, Fancies. I too am going, Judge, no. Okay. Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but certainly not. He didn't beat around the bush there, did he? No, no he didn't. In truth, the Shamspear was found with a fork in his hand. Meal of soap is sounding increasingly... I mean to say! He got cut off. He was using that fork too. Yes. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap. Ah! But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well. Good gracious! The courtroom is a buzz. There it goes again. That's a second bottle. You're really like... People must be used to you doing that. They must know exactly where not to stand and not get beamed in the face with a bottle of wine, Van Zeeks. Lord Van Zeeks! I was throwing my hand up in despair and happened to catch my hollowed bottle on the way. Pray, forgive my maladroit mistake. What is the meaning of this, Counsel? Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination? Well... that Mr. William Shamspear is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable. That's it. That's exactly it. Very well. Let's assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? Well, you know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no signs of another vessel that contained poison. On the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Even if William Shamspear is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. No escaping it. Ah! Therefore, in the light of these facts, prosecution calls for immediate education. You... What? Oh dear. Come on, Ryunosuke. Connect the last dots. I wonder if some of you have figured it out already. Order, order. Well, counsel, how does the defense respond? Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, get up. Come on. What was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Did it make no difference at all, like Lord Van Zeeks is saying? No, we're raising an objection. No, this isn't over. The defense will not rest. What? Counsel, you've successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated the unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Shamspear to consume gas. What more is there to discuss? Lord Van Zeeks has highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point. But But contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all. What are you trying to say, my Nipponese friend? At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption, made due to a lack of evidence. That hit a nerve! Get over here, Nosuke! The situation has changed now, following the cross-examination of the latest witnesses to take the stand. It would be absurd. This is nonsense. Yes, we bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole. It's clear. The question that we now need to reconsider, namely, was the poison in the tea? This one. We've all been led to believe that the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume. But that's conjecture at best.
Objection!
The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There is no other possibility. Since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of the poison.
Objection!
As I said, the situation has changed. Because in fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. A particular piece of evidence proves it.
Objection!
Ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting they missed? The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel. Present your proof. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea? So... I'm pretty sure it's
Take
this.
that!
Good gracious! The soap again! The same bar the victim used to fashion his coins of ice. Yes, that's right, my lord. It's just come back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. It's more bars of soap. Oh, more bars of soap lined up on a ledge outside the window. I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar. You discover the gas thief's coin factory. Fascinating. In a way... In a way, yes, but there's more. The coins were found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice. There was something strange about them, you mean? Exactly. Something very obviously strange. They were red. The ice was red. No, you mean... Mischievous giggles. That's right. It's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. What? Would remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Natsume earlier in this trial. That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamspeare's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result. I will never touch tea again. Never. Or Natsume. Yes. I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, The poorly constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing. On the night in question, Mr. Shamspeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins. My word! There's still a soap on the window. You can go check it for poison. 2 bars of soap on the window's ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene. That's right, and we only borrowed one of them. Which means, even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime. Frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shamspeare's window. Extraordinary! Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that even if 1 drop of tea remained, the Scotland Yard would be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in possession... As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what has until now been mere conjecture. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contains strychnine at all. Ugh. You smug Nipponese. Put down your juice box and suck it, Van Zeeks. Pray is the Ace Attorney shenanigans too zany for your regal blood there, Van Zeeks? I'm gonna give him a shite. Don't be prejudiced to certain groups of people for no discernible reason. I'm gonna be snippy at you. Ha! I don't like rudeness. On any level. Well, unwarranted, I should say. Somebody gives you a reason to be rude, I'm like, no, you stepped in it, this is what you get. Anyway. My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once. And the defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it to determine whether or not it contains any poison. That's not in the bar of soap. The bars of soap can be poisonous too. Check the soap as well. Because if the poison doesn't match it, you know, different poison, but I guess strychnine probably wasn't used in soap. I don't think. Other things were. Other things that should be in soap were used. But anyway. Bailiff! Bailiff! Instruct the police to attend the scene at once. Yes, my lord. Understood. Da-da-da. Oh, is there gonna be a to be continued? Nope. Okay. It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objection, Lord Van Zeeks. None, my lord. Scotland Yard would recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requested test immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. The prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim. Yes, my lord. Van Zeeks doesn't have anything to say. Go, Ryunosuke, go! Well... we managed to scrape through there somehow. Poor Ryunosuke takes a deep breath. Standing tall, and the justice just like, oh my gosh. Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned until tomorrow. Yay! First double trial. Oh, there's the to be continued. Hello. We're continuing on, though. We're not getting to the next one, are we? We're gonna save midway through. Yeah. I'm a bit sleepy today because my cat kept waking me up chewing on the mattress. I don't know why. Like, what are you doing, cat? That's not food. Stop it. She bites on everything. Okay, so I think this is... Actually, this might be the same day. I think it was 22nd last time. I don't think... The history does not go far back enough to check that. Okay. It's 1:11 p.m. Naruhodo's legal consultancy. So they're in the attic. We made it back in one piece. Just. To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while. Oh, I know. What a lot of close shaves. There's so many There's so many carriages on the streets of London. You were very nearly flattened several times. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Yes, I know. She's giving you shite for not paying attention. Susato's then calling out Naruto for being an idiot. Sounds like he walked into the street without paying attention. It was a marvelous defense, Naruto-san. It really was. I was in awe of you. Oh, thank you. And now that your fervent exploits have won us some more precious investigation time, let's see if we can't find some new clues for court tomorrow. Yes, let's do that. Why are you quiet now? Is everything alright? I suppose I still can't quite believe it, that's all. I'm here in England, working as a lawyer. I mean, in the Old Bailey, no less. Mood shift. Truth is, it shouldn't be me, should it? It should be him standing in my shoes. It should be Kazuma. Oh, you know, I haven't shown it in a while. For the armband. Yeah, it says Kazuma Asogi in it. It's Kazuma's. I haven't shown that in a bit. It's kind of silly because, you know, it's a running gag to show off the defense attorney badge to people just whenever you can. I know there's some silly interactions if you do so. I don't really like to because secondhand embarrassment is strong. Oh, jeez. But I do find this game in particular slightly interesting because at times when you show the armband to people, like to Susato if you can, she'll mention to be like, yes, that's your armband. It was Kazuma's, what of it? She'll acknowledge that it's Kazuma's, and I think that's kind of cute. Or precious, or whatever word you want to use. Anyway. It was Kazuma-sama's wish that you followed him to Great Britain and work alongside him. Yes, I mean, I never had the chance to ask him exactly why. But he clearly had a plan. He wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. And you're doing wonderfully, Naruhodo-san. I've no doubt that Kazuma-sama would say exactly the same if he were here with us. Aw, it's a really happy face. I like the smile of Susato's. It looks very sincere and genuine and all that. Thank you, Susato-san. Thank you. Aw. Alright. Are we on? Yes. Now we can just talk to her and she's like, we should do this! I go see what the flatmates are doing. Oh, is Iris not in? Shlums is sweet. Oh, hi Iris! Oh, Runo! It's Susie! Hooray, you're back! Hello, Iris. You're in fine spirits as always, I see. I am! And you look as immaculately presented as ever, Susie. Oh, you flatter me. Well, you couldn't have come at a better time. I just made a pot of tea. I'll set some cups. Really? Thanks, Iris. But actually... what does that foul smell? Oh, hi, Shlums. Speaking of, we were mentioning how much of a goober you were earlier. Hello, Mr. Goober. You're a nice face to see. Unlike Van Zeek's at all times, that man could freeze water with a glance. He's got a cold stare. Aha! The Wanderers return at last. Where on earth have the pair of you been? In court, you know this. At least you should. You've been in court? Oh, for Mr. Mustache's case. Was that today, was it? Shlones, please. I'm sure I mentioned it only yesterday, Mr. Shlones. I'm sure you think you did. Well, we can only laugh about it now. So tell me, how did the trial go? Reasonably well so far. We've managed to escape without a guilty verdict, at least. Really? I would like to see it, to have seen it. And I must pass the time of day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been too long. Is Lord Van Zeek's an acquaintance, Mr. Stones? Naturally. There's not a person in the world who doesn't know my name, Mr. Naruhodo. Naruhodo didn't know who you were. You're such a goof. Not quite what I asked, but still. Mr. Shlones, whatever is that odor? Yes, what is it? It's faint, but absolutely awful. Ah, indeed. This is scent of victory, my dear fellows. Victory in science. What did you do? Oh dear. Alright, I'll bite. What is he up to now? Yeah, what are you up to? I saw it gave me the option to come here and I figured I'd come over and see if anyone was in, and both of them were here. I'm happy about that. Shlomes and Iris are great, but I'm also like... living with Shlomes sounds like it would either be very exciting at some moments, but very exhausting in others. At least for me. Because if he wanted to, like, enthuse about something, I'd probably listen to him for the most part. But then other times when he's in a... Sometimes his enthusiasm sounds like it'd be exhausting to deal with. Oh jeez, I still really like Shlomes as a character, though. Alright, Lord Van Zeeks. He's got his pipe. Lord Barack Van Zeeks. Yes, it's an interesting... Wait, sobriquet? Yes, it's an interesting sobriquet he has, isn't it? The Reaper of the Bailey. I don't think that was quite right, but... Once the legendary prosecutor has fought for somebody's conviction, that person is doomed. I thought that was such a Shlomes fangirl. She really is! Even if he or she is found not guilty by the courts, sooner or later, the hapless soul will vanish from the capital. But vanish how exactly? By falling under a passing carriage, or drowning in the Thames, or succumbing to a sudden fever, or, quite out of the blue, being set upon by a highwayman. Oh wait, is it playing Van Zeek's theme now? I think it is. I need to adjust my headphones so I can hear better. Yep, that's Van Zeek's theme. He's got a very ominous theme. It plays at some points where things get really dire. I find that funny. It doesn't... I wonder... You know, honestly, I kind of wonder now, does Van Zeek's theme plays more for him? Or more when it's like they're talking about him or something's ominous going on? I'm curious. What would the tallies be for that? Anyway. There are numerous routes to one's final terminus, my dear fellow. Don't seem a little far-fetched, really. Well, on the bright side, Mr. Mustache is fighting fit. For the time being, at least. That's not overly reassuring. He may sit back to Japan, too. The rumors are true, though. The obvious conclusion would surely be that those acquitted are, well, by Lord Van Zeek's own hand. As it happens, yeah. Okay, take two. As it happens, Mr. Zato, that is quite impossible. Oh? Why? Naturally, the man very quickly came under such suspicion. However, whenever these incidents occur, the Reaper always had a cast iron alibi. Really? And so his reign continued. But 5 years ago, he vanished from the courts, never to appear as a prosecutor again. That is, you arrived in the country, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, so I've heard. In fact, it was the very day I arrived, when I was thrust into that trial at the Old Bailey. That bitter fight to the death coincided with the Reaper's resurrection. And really did end bitterly indeed. And here you are, facing Mr. Reaper again. Boy, Runo, I don't know if you're just incredibly unlucky. Or incredibly unlikable. I think it goes deeper than just me. I sense a general loathing of all Japanese people. He's racist! I want to smack him for it! Even though I've seen the whole game and I didn't mention when he first got introduced about this whole thing that he does get better. But knowing the reason does not actually kind of makes it worse. I'm like, I want to smack you even more. I get why you're like this, but I still want to smack you, you idiot man. He's so stupid. Then again, it wouldn't be an Ace Attorney game if you didn't have the characters have... grabs Bridge of Nose, and I'm just like, just not an Ace Attorney game without one character being complete utter buffoon. That's Van Zeeks. Alright, Japanese people. Why the heck is he so pissy?
Mr. Natsume, who I'm currently defending, being Japanese as well as Miss Susato and myself. I felt it even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Lord Van Zeek seems to have an inherent disdain for the Japanese.
Indeed. It is an interesting observation.
Do you know something about it? Do you, Mr. Shlomes?
Methinks he does, because he doesn't usually stay quiet. There's been at times where he's like, whatever you do you mean? I haven't the foggiest idea. That's your job, or some such. Now he's being quiet. You're being suspicious, Mr. Shlomes. Oh, no, he's gonna tell us. It was about 10 years ago that Baroque Van Zeeks chose to enter the legal profession. All the women in this game have the brain cells. Yeah, they pretty consistently do, really. I mean, seriously. Just thinking about it, I'm like, all the ladies here, they are determined. They're ready to go. Which I guess kind of makes sense. It does seem like Shu Takumi is quite good at writing just characters in general and does not struggle writing ladies. Which, spoilers, just write them as people who happen to be ladies. I mean, come on. Everyone's like, oh, the mystery of women. And I'm like, mystery of what? We're people too. Just write us as people. Seriously. I think the only people who can't write women are the ones who bamboozled themselves into thinking women act differently from, like, typical species norms. In your case, is like humans. In my case, like Urian. I'm like, it's not that... Okay. Grabs Bridge of Nose. You know, sitting there going, I don't even want to touch that. You have fun there, person. Maybe one day you'll figure it out. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Just slight exasperation on my end whenever that gets brought up, and I'm like, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm moving on. Okay. Well, let's see. What did Shum say? Okay. It was about 10 years ago that Baroque Van Zeeks chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, the young man's closest companion hailed from the Empire of Japan.
No! What the? Tell us more, Mr. Shlomes. What happened?
Is he going to? I believe I've made it clear before. I'm unable to tell you anything about the affair.
Oh, but
Seems like he kind of wants to. He looks very troubled. He's grabbing onto his hair. In this case, he doesn't have his hat on. The veil will be lifted on the events of the past in due course. I have no doubt. For now, however, it is Mr. Mustache who is most deserving of your attention, I believe. Okay, why does this smell bad?
so, what is that indescribably foul smell?
Ah, well, most probably this, I would say.
What is that?
My dear fellow, it is, of course, my latest invention. A chemical test that can identify whether or not a tea is genuine at the drop of some tea.
Oh my!
There are some unscrupulous sorts manning the stalls manning the stalls along some of London's less frequented streets. They regularly sell what purports to be high-quality tea, but is in fact merely dyed leaves of drab flavor.
Well, it's certainly unsavory behavior.
So, when one is presented with what appears to be black tea, one must be careful. Iris! She's ready to go. Hi, Iris.
At the ready, Hurley!
Let us add a drop of my chemical to this cup of tea here. You see what happens? Oh, it turned black.
It's turned completely black. What a foul odor it's giving off.
Indeed. The blacker the tea becomes, the more foul the odor, the better the tea is. Okay, that's an effective tea tester, but that sounds kind of awful to you. Okay. Oh, Darjeeling. That's a pretty good tea. Sorry. I do like tea. I wouldn't say I'm like a connoisseur or like anything like that, but I'm like, I have appreciation for a good cup of tea. My favorite still is oolong and rooibos. Yeah, oolong and rooibos. But rooibos is made from different kinds of it's not made from like typical tea leaves. I don't think you call the plant a tea. It's not a tea plant, I don't think. It's from a bush. Like bark from a bush, if I remember correctly. I think Australia, I want to say? An Australian bush? I don't quite remember. It might have been African. I remember it was a continent that began with an A. I want to say Australia, but again, memory is not clear enough right now. But yeah, rooibos. It's tasty. Along with it now, I think I'm gonna have some oolong after stream. I want tea now. Okay, anyway, back to the game. I got sidetracked by tea. It would appear that this cup was a particularly fine Darjeeling.
That's very ingenious. But what do you do with the black liquid now?
Why, dispose of it naturally. Surely you wouldn't like to drink it, would you?
There does seem to be a rather obvious problem with your new invention, Mr. Sloanes.
Hence why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madame.
Right.
The point is, we are entering a new era of science, in a world of criminal investigation also.
Yes, forensic science.
Oh, these are such exciting times. Susato's for the moon. A happy Susato is a good Susato. I like it when she does a little clap together. It's a very cute animation. I regularly engage in this scientific experimentation alongside my unofficial consulting detective work. The Herlock Sholmes method will be the foundation upon which modern investigative technique is based. This little tea was a happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic science research.
Forensic science? I suppose I should find out more about that.
New topic, new topic. Forensic science. Tell us more, Shlums.
So, your t-test, is that an example of forensic science?
Indeed it is. An essential tool in cases that hinge on the knowledge of whether some tea is high or inferior quality. No, not a huge number of cases, but definitely warranted if there's tea smugglers. Actually, when was it becoming a problem that people were selling fake tea? I think I heard about that. I know of China, as in ceramics, that gets called China because often the highest quality was from China, so people just started, instead of saying my fine ceramics from China, they just started to call it my fine China. That's where it's from. I'm not exactly sure how that phrase got turned into that, but hey, there you go. That's what I know. Yeah, much to my surprise, despite hearing, like, growing up and all of my life about fine China, and I knew exactly what that was, I've had a few people who was like, what? What do you mean fine China? What is that? I'm like, porcelain? You don't know? I was rather befuddled finding that out. I'm like, It's sort of like, if you're from a different country or something like that, you know, not your first language, I wouldn't be surprised, but having some people who grew up in the US not know what that was, I was just like, you've never heard that phrase? I've been hearing it all my life since I was teeny tiny. You haven't? It was very interesting. It's like, I understand being from like a different culture, not having that outed, or like, perhaps, I guess even in, I mean, obviously the saying came from here in, well, here in the game, over in London, and therefore in England and the is it still the UK? Oh gosh. Surrounding countries, I suppose, just to be a little broad. So I'm like, I guess Australia too would be it? Yeah, I'm like, should have gotten any English-speaking place. It would have been afterward, I think. But yeah, it was surprising. Anyway, getting off track again. Yes, oh yeah, to determine the tea quality cases. Yunosuke responding with,
What a huge number of cases then.
perhaps a more practical example is required. Fingerprints. Not yet accepted in our courts as evidence, I might add. Really, we are dragging our heels there.
I haven't even heard of them until recently.
Which is partly why I undertake research in this field myself, of course.
Does that mean you're studying fingerprints, Mr. Sloanes?
There are others in that field already, and I abhor the company of inferior minds. No, what I'm researching is skin prints.
Skin prints?
Yunosuke's of the same mind as me.
Skin prints?
A nomenclature of my own design, as it is this chemical agent that makes it possible. It instantly reveals objects touched by whichever person is under investigation.
Brilliant, Mr. Sloanes. As long as it doesn't turn everything completely odorous and black.
Dump it on Van Zeeks. Sorry. I kind of actually, honestly, can you imagine just like going over to Van Zeeks sure has an office. Just taking a little decanter of the tea, sliding it like behind the door, so whenever you have the door open, he just walks into the room and it just smells terrible. Petty pranks. Petty pranks for Van Zeeks. Oh, I'd be so terrible if I was in here. Oh gosh. Would it be deserved? I don't know. I assure you, my dear fellows, you will witness my forensic talents in action very soon indeed. Are you gonna follow us somewhere? Oop, hello.
Well, I think we should go back to the scene and see if we can uncover any new clues.
That's the spirit, Bruno. See you later. Iris is adorable. Sorry. Gotta take a moment. Be like the 10-year-old is a cute little girl. She is very cute. Tiny child must protect at all costs. They're both posing. Yes. Oh wait, I'm kind of in the way here. Let me. I'm corner. Like thumb. Wait, can I? Oh, I don't know if it has the button. Is it? I feel like there is. Oh. Nope. I forgot which button makes the. I think you can make the dialogue box disappear, but I'm sure. But anyway, they're posing. Can you tell who she was raised by? It's so cute. At least I find it cute. Anyway. Yes, until later.
No, Mr. Shlomes. We were thinking you'd come with us.
You were?
Yes, of course. You said so just a moment ago. You said we'd witness your forensic talents in action.
Ah, yes. I do recall saying something along those lines. But you go on ahead. I shall be sure to follow you later. In all likelihood. Probably. Maybe. Well, I might. Shlomes. Shlomes, please.
Your commitment astounds me.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Shlomes. We'll eagerly await your arrival. You better not disappoint Susato. She might throw you. Bye-bye, Bruno. Bye, Susie. At least we have Iris. Is she standing around, I wonder? Oh yeah, there she is. She's sitting away. It already has a check mark. Oh yeah, Shlomes is still here. I'm gonna leave him alone. He's probably just gonna be like, I'll meet with you later. Okay, we still can go to the hospital, but... Okay, let's go outside first, because something might happen if we try to go... Well, it might just have us at Briar Road anyway if we try to go directly to Shamspeare's room. Let's see. Oh no, it doesn't have a time exactly. Oh, okay. Nothing directly happened. I don't see anyone around. Alright, let's head in. Wait, I don't think I can get inside. Okay, yeah. I think some of the games, if you click in certain areas, it lets you go into the next place, but I don't think this game does that. You do have to use the move function. Let's go into Shamsier's room. Mr. Natsume's lodgings ground floor. Why are you saying... Why is that the label right now? But when we came here, it was Shamspeare's room. Oh, hello, Gregson. I almost called him Tobias. Tobias is his first name.
Oh, hello again, Inspector Gregson.
What are you doing here?
Well, we were hoping to have another look around, actually. The lawyer representing the defendant has the right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah, I know the score.
Oh, yes, one other thing. The soup on the ledge outside the window. Did you find it? The tea in it?
Yeah, we found it all right. And there was a small amount of tea in it, as you said.
I knew it.
It's with the identification section at the yard now. Oh, it's with. I don't know if I enunciated that well enough. They're looking into it. The results should be available later today.
That's wonderful news. Thank you.
Pretty impressive performance in court this morning.
Sorry?
Nothing. Forget it. I'm just making sure you don't disturb anything in here. Oh my gosh. Hi, Shlomes. Gosh dang it, Shlomes. What are you doing? Stop touching things.
Mr. Shlomes,
what are you up to over there? What a question indeed. Was it not your good self who asked me to attend the scene? Yeah, we didn't ask you to start touching things all over the place. Koopa man. Oi! What are you doing here, Shlomes? What are you up to over there? What are you doing here? Dear me. Once a great detective, one is always under scrutiny, it seems. Is it now the time, Mr. Shlomes? Are you about to show us your forensic talents and actions as you promised? Bow. With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madame. You go. What's all this? It's got goggles. Oh, this is precisely what you requested, Mr. Naruhodo. Urlach Shlomes' sensational skin print seeker gun. This sounds more like it finds the oils in people's skins. On skin. People have oil on their skin. And it leaves traces of it when you touch on things. You can't identify things by that. That's how you can find handprints and stuff without finding, like, actual, like, you know, fingerprint kind of stuff. That's actually how you find some fingerprints, I believe. Anyway. Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim. A sample from Mr. Shamspeare's cup? Each individual leaves microscopic secretions on everything he or she touches. A sample of those secretions is all I need to produce this. A refined indicator solution. By deliberately spraying the room with this chemical, everything in the victim touch is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles. Here, try them on! There! Now spray the chemical indicator about, and all will be revealed. Spray? How do I do that exactly? Okay, game mechanics. Just a little press here on the area you're interested in is all that's required, like this. Yes, I did change the dialogue. Try to keep the game, just like, hey, push the A button. And stuff out if I can. Ah, what is that stuff? It's like fog. The suspension of the chemical indicator in a pressured gas. It's the most effective way to cover a large area. Aerosol. That was another invention I discovered incidentally while I was developing this idea. As you do. Go ahead! Try it, my dear fellow. We learned something interesting about the victim's movements on the night in question. Well, there's nothing to lose, I suppose. Let's explore. My phrase kind of correct, sorry. Okay, how about this box? Ow! Jeez, fur. Okay. I should have known this was here. You know, second time playing all. I got jump scared. I gotta laugh at myself. I'm gonna take a quick water break. I'm surprised I didn't squeak. I did startle me a fair bit. I wasn't expecting. I'm like, I think there's supposed to be. I'm like, is there really only this small bit of handprints along the meter box? Now there's all this. Jeez. Look, there are dozens of handprints here. So they are. A great many indeed. So much so that it's hard to make out one individual pair in fact. There, it sends a chill down my spine. Perhaps he was leaning against the wall while he was admiring this picture. Unlikely, I would say. It's a rather dull scene, after all. And without wishing to state the obvious, you wouldn't generally admire a picture from such close quarters, I feel. Oh, very true, Miss Susato. Bit of a mystery, then. Here's some stuff on the gas lamp. Oh, you want... Oh my goodness. I'm kind of surprised there isn't... Ooh. Oh! I'm just randomly using this around the place and I keep finding things. I genuinely don't remember this part. If the obvious, I jump scared myself a bit ago. I'm like, I don't remember this. I'm just gonna kind of spray everywhere. I'm like, oh. I'm just having fun. I'm finding all the things. Oh, jeez.
Oh, look at all this here.
Oh yes, interesting. A multitude of the victim's handprints.
Why are there so many of them on the floor in this one spot? Oh, perhaps he had a pathologist here. There's nothing obvious that he would have tripped over, though, is there?
I wonder. Personally, I'll stumble when there's nothing obvious to trip over. Shlomes is a clut. He does have a falling over animation.
I think that's something only a great detective would do,
Mr. Shlomes. Does he get caught up in thinking and then just trip over his own feet? Or because he stepped weirdly and he falls over? You know, tripping on thin air, I believe is the phrase.
Well, this is quite a puzzle. Handprints all over the floor. Yes, there's no obvious explanation.
I would say lift the floorboards up.
Well, we sprayed Mr. Shlom's amazing skin print indicator all over this room, didn't we? We did, but there are 2 places in particular that are of interest, I would say. The handprints on the floor here, and on the wall by the picture, you mean? Yes, and I think the floor... Yes, and I think the floor warrants closer inspection. I won't be... a moment.
The board can be left up. Oh, there's Susato. Hi, Susato. Ah!
What is it, Miss Susato? Look here, Mr. Naruhodo. One of the floorboards has popped out. One of the... You mean... It's a secret hiding place.
Excellent work, Miss Susato. So, what do we have in here? Oi! What are you lot doing? Inspector Crexton. Stand aside, right this minute. It's my job to investigate here. No need, Inspector. You continue to dig into your portion of chips whilst we dig around the floor here. Your fancy talking putting me off my food anyway, Shlomes. A new bit of evidence is exactly what I need.
Oh, a secret hiding place under the floor. What a find. It's not a hiding place you can make use of in Japan. I don't think I could fit a straw tatami... Wait. I don't think I could lift a straw tatami mat.
Oh yeah, those things are very heavy. Let's see. They're pretty thick. What are they about? I don't know. A little more, like a little more than a finger's width, but I think a little less than 2 fingers width. So they're thicker than you might expect. And they're also densely woven, from my understanding. So it's like picking up, you know how books can be really heavy? It's like, same kind of thing. It may not feel like it should be so heavy, but it is. I think I've only ever had a chance to pick up a tatami mat once in my life. They are indeed heavy. Very heavy. I don't quite remember it because it was very briefly. Obviously not the most exciting thing in the world, but still. It is interesting to figure out how heavy those things are.
No, I know. But I never expected one of these wooden floorboards to move either. It got me wondering about the wall over there too. Aren't you curious? Oh! I'll investigate at once.
She's standing on the box. Aw.
There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Only the wall.
How disappointing.
What Then how do you explain the handprints? I really can't think of why anyone would have been touching the wall over and over in one place like that.
Ah! Somebody took a picture. There you are! A print for you. With Shlomes. Handprints on the wall.
Oh, thank you very much. His investigation can make prints too?
Oh, invention. His invention can make prints too?
Now then, I wonder if Inspector Gregson has found anything under the floor there.
I'm desperate to know! Shlomes. So am I. I like how he has a little animation with his fingers like that. It's so funny. I want to look at that picture you just gave us, though, quickly. Okay, yeah, it's just... That's a lot of handprints. And there's, like, fingerprints everywhere. Was he just poking at the wall? Or is that just from brushing against the wall when he's moving around? Huh. How interesting. Oh, jeez. You know, Ace Attorney kind of makes me think of all the random things you gotta know and think about to write a mystery story like this. Seriously, I bet mystery writers are probably one of the most knowledgeable people in the world just from all the zany things they gotta think up. And, like, know about. You got probably a ton of stories. Because it's like anything can be helpful in a mystery. How to solve it, how the perpetrator commits the crime and all that. Like, geez. You gotta be a real smart cookie to write a mystery story. Well, one with as many twists and turns as this one. This sort of story. Like, not just, oh, who did it? Well, I say it that, but that's kind of thing. How to put it? Get some more straightforward ones where it's just more of, I don't think there's a succinct way I can put it. Definitely the more elaborate plots. Gotta know a lot. Oh, jeez. Or at least for murder mystery kind of things. Definitely write a simple mystery. That's gonna have to work. Simple mysteries are easier to write. People might even figure it out beforehand. But elaborate mysteries like this, you gotta learn a lot of things. Interesting thing to think about, I guess. Alright, let's go talk to Gregson. Okay, I might know I'm exam. I feel that doesn't always move right away.
I'd have to know if there's anything hidden underneath the floorboard there.
Allow me to ask Gregson now. After all, we're well acquainted. Inspector Gregson! Really, it's been too long. What is it, Shlomes? I thought perhaps you might show us what you found there. Seeing as we're such good friends. Or not friends. Is he gonna come back and pout? No, I suppose not. He's coming back to pout. Are you okay? A dismal failure! Do you need a hug? Do you need a hug, Shlomes?
Yes, I heard. I still don't know what was under that floorboard.
Hello? Alright then, fair's fair.
What?
You did discover the hiding place after all. I suppose I should at least fill you in.
Really, Inspector? Thank you.
Do it quickly, my dear fellow. There's one thing I know about this man. It's that he blows with the wind, as fickle as the weather. He's just gone with the wind. Oi! Stop making me out to be some kind of nut! Also, isn't that the... what is it? Pot calling the kettle black? Doesn't Shlomes appear and disappear? If anyone's really flighty around here, it's Shlomes. Shlum's just taking all the rewards from being the most out of anything in a category in this game, I swear. He really is. I've heard people talk about this game and they're like, Shlums is a gem. He's really great. He's one of the reasons why the Great Ace Attorney is just really fun to play. If you don't like Shlum, you're not gonna like this game. He shows up a lot. I love him dearly though. So zany. Even though sometimes I'm exasperated. Like, he's still... I like him. He's honestly just a little bit more... personable, I guess the word would be. Then at least... I've read one story of Arthur Conan Doyle's with, you know, the actual Sherlock Sholmes. Wait, no. Sherlock Holmes. Oh, geez. I'm getting mixed up. I say Sherlock Sholmes more than I say Sherlock Holmes. I think I need to mess that up when I'm talking about Sherlock sometimes. Oh gosh. Anyway, the actual Sherlock. From my understanding, his characterization in this game is a little bit more synonymous with Marcel Leblanc's characterization in the Arsène Lupin stories, which I guess there are multiple of. I really want to read them, but Marcel was a Frenchman, and unsurprisingly, wrote in French. So getting a translation, a decent translation, is a bit difficult. I wish I knew which copy to get. I think there's annotated ones, but those are always super expensive. And I'm like, I was like, I think I'll like this story, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to get an annotated one. Anyway, neither here nor there. There were 3 items under the floor there. A newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now, what do you want to know? Did it just go down the list? Yeah, it looks like it's just go down the list. It's a newspaper clipping. Looks like this was cut out of the paper about 3 months ago. It's about a convict who got sick and died while he was serving time up in Manchester. How terrible. It made the headlines down here in London as well. The bloke had been sentenced to death, you see, but nature got him first. Oh my goodness! He'd committed a capital offense. Man by the name of Selden. Nasty piece of work. Into burglaries and murder. Well, that would do it. They say that the hoard he knocked off was worth about £1,000. A hoard? Of treasure, you mean? Jewelry and the like. But he'd hidden it somewhere. And no one knows where, and now he's dead. The papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost en route to hell, or some such was the headline. Doesn't that strike you, though? Why such an article would be so carefully ensconced under the floor? It's quiet. I suppose now that you mention it, it does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go over the paperwork we got on Selden back at the yard and see if I can turn anything up. Okay, article in the court record. Wait, can I look at that now and poke at it some more? Oh, okay, it has a little summary. Yeah, Manchester... Okay, I could probably read the title. Condemned criminal dies of natural causes in prison. Manchester's Strangeways Prison announced the death of convicted murderer and burglar Selden by natural causes in the early hours this morning. He had been suffering with fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him already dead, before his capital punishment could be carried out. Interesting. They had a cellmate. Okay, photographic print. So, this is the photograph I found. Looks reasonably recent to me. Is that Gardev? And that's the bull cut guy that Miss Green, Olive Green, knew from the poor lady who got stabbed in the back through that one case. What was it? Case 4? Episode 4? Yes, it would appear to have been taken on the street in front of the house here. And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Gardev, the landlord, of course. But who's the young man on the right?
Mr. Garridub's son, perhaps?
Perhaps. You can take that print if you like. Yeah, there was a picture of that guy in Olive Green's room. I guess you knew him? Or something? I would think. Otherwise, why would she have a photo?
Really? Are you sure?
We can presume, therefore, that the Yard already knows. The identity of the young fellow, that is.
Ah, is that true?
Oh, wait, what did he say exactly? Perhaps. Take a print if you like, yeah. Oh, he's saying you can have it, so... Well, it's too bad if we do. Fortunately for you lot, leaking information isn't one of my pastimes. You're not like Gumshoes, that's for sure. My dear Inspector, if I may be so bold as to point something out. Pastimes are for one's leisure, but this is for work. All the more reason I'm not telling you. A dismal failure. Are you gonna do that every time? Silly man.
Yes, I heard.
I think Schlums is just having fun at this point.
I wonder why a photograph like this was hidden under the floor. I mean, Mr. Shakespeare himself isn't in it.
Photographic prints are still rare treasures in the East End. I imagine Mr. Garrideb was rather delighted to have been immortalized. He probably made a proud present of it.
Tin box.
Now this tin box looks interesting, doesn't it? Might I suggest, Inspector, that you open it? If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case, I wouldn't be in the least surprised. Yeah, funnily enough, I've already had a look. It's completely empty. What? Shakespeare! Give us a clue, man!
You didn't even have the chance to utter a word, Mr. Naruhodo. But anyway, at least we found out what's inside the box. Yes, thin air. It's empty, rather like how I feel inside. Is there nothing more to this box then? I wonder.
Does it have frozen coins in it? What? Meow. Kitty! The second meow was me. Meow. What's that meow meow? It's Wahagi. Or Wahage. Hi, kitty! Meow.
Oh look, it's that lovely little kitty cat. What was its name? It's Mr. Natsume, isn't it? I don't think we ever asked him, actually. Why don't we call it, Wagahai? Oh, it was Wagahai. You know, like Mr. Natsume refers to himself in Japanese. I wonder how he got in here. Our cat? Oh, wonderful! Well then, Wagahai, there's something delicious I brought you from the cat's meat man.
Kitty get food. Look at the kitty! He's a kitty, kitty, kitty. How did you get in here? Now it's sleeping. Why is Gregson back at the floorboard?
He couldn't be happier now, look. I just hope we can bring some happiness to his owner, too.
Aw, we didn't get the tin box. I don't think... Yeah, we got Gregson, but... Kitty! Look at the kitty. Meow! Big stretch. Meow!
That was a cheeky little meow, Wagahai. Oh, but he's so adorable. I could sit and watch him forever.
Oh, he curled up again.
think he may not appreciate that after a while. We have we have an investigation to get back to.
We can look at the cat. Okay. Gas meter.
I ran out of change. We wouldn't even have any light, let alone heat. For the needy, London's winters can be very harsh. That's true. But if you think about it, even the wealthy would find themselves freezing if they ran out of small change. London's winters can be very harsh for the forgetful too, then. Frankly, I tend to wonder if Suzuto-san and I are going to make it to spring. That's true. We don't even have a meter at Baker Street, let alone a gas stove. How dark the stain on the floor is underneath the meter here. Yes, from all that water dripping out after the ice coins melted, as you established in court this morning. Very large. An obvious stain, isn't it? Mr. Shamsphere must have used an awful lot of ice coins, I suppose. It's an ingenious idea, I'll give him that.
We can look at the window again.
The sun never shines in this room, thanks to that depressing, bricked-up window. Yet, with enough determination, you can always remove the bricks to set some soap outside, can't you? Sounds like a very wise life lesson, Miss Susato. Only if you plan to follow a life of crime, Mr. Naruhodo.
Okay, what about the table?
So it turns out that Mr. Shamster wasn't eating the soup at all. That's right. The mystery of why he had it on a plate was holding a fork in his hand as solo. Yes, to prise his latest ice coin out of its mold. And in the process, he accidentally broke the bar of soap in two. It certainly was hard to imagine, let alone deduce.
We go elsewhere now. Yeah. Oop. Got that. We had Wagahai show up. Do we have any? Yeah, we don't have anything we could show the cat. Alright. We have a picture of the one guy. Oop, nope, I didn't want to examine. Who's on move? Let's see. Can I go to her room? Because maybe I can ask her about the picture. Oh, is she not in? St. Bartholomew's Hospital Recovery Ward.
What do you suppose is happening? It sounds like some sort of disturbance. Yes, I hear angry voices.
Oh. Oh.
Be not angry, O ample lady. Verily, thou art mistaken. Mistaken my foot? You were looking at my painting. The eye of man hath not heard. The ear of man hath not seen. 'Twas foul indeed the poison that mustachioed villain gaveth me. Forgive me, lady. I wish that you died from that poison. God a mercy, ample lady. But thou seest I have vigor still. Behold my Shamspeare dance.
Can I hit him in the back of the leg? I really don't like Shamsphere. Stop hassling the poor woman! Ryunosuke, use the katana sheath you have and bash him on the head! Or at least grab him by that cape and yank him away, jeez.
This looks rather ominous, doesn't it?
Okay, stop hassling the poor woman! You awful thespian!
Ah, lo, 'tis the lawyer from the land whence riseth the sun. How now? What are you doing here, Mr. Shamsphere? Merely, I do believe I am returned unto another world. He was looking, that's what he was doing. Looking at my terrible work. Eastern fellows, so darkly clad. Faith, thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee. Oh, well, thank you. But that
doesn't mean things will go so wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it? Oh, he broke the speech. He's bending his cane. Had a nerve, did we? I like the angry face better. Seriously, I'm gonna smack this man. I don't like him. He's also clearly the villain. Some such. You're just a pain in the posterior, aren't you, sir? Okay, so what do you think? A non-exuded. Exalt. I think he's saying he's leaving shortly. What a clown. He really is! He could use that brain of his for something more useful, surely. Mr. Shamspear might technically be the victim in this case. There's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's very hard to pin the man down. I'm so sorry. I'm such an awful person. Ah, Miss Green, is everything alright? Oh, yes, I mean, don't worry about me. They're about to discharge me, so I must get ready to leave now. Oh, I see. We're delighted that you'll soon be well enough to go home, Miss Green. Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it. Now she's sitting on the bed. Yeah, 'cause it's this photo. Look, there's a photograph in this frame here. See? The same guy! Oh yes, it's a picture of a young gentleman. He looked to be about the same age as Miss Green, I would say. Perhaps the young woman's special someone, do you think? My, Mr. Naruhodo. I didn't know you had a sense for matters of the heart. Not in the least. I sincerely said the first thing I thought of. Big goob. Oh, wait. So, are you feeling more like yourself today, Miss Green? I am. Thank you. I mean, people do recover from ordeals like this, don't they? Even people like me. Methinks she has low self-esteem. Come on. Poor lady. Well, yes, it really was an ordeal, wasn't it? As far as I was concerned, I was just walking along in the snow one evening, minding my own business. And then, completely out of the blue, I was struck in the back by a knife and collapsed unconscious for days. Of course, when I finally woke up again yesterday, the whole business had been cleared up already. What a terrible week it's been for you. Oh no, I'm sure I'm very lucky, really. I'll look back on this fondly. Really? Anyway, I must be getting my things together now, so I'm ready to be discharged. Oh yes, of course. Sorry to take up your time when you're obviously busy. Can I just... Wait. 30% off. Ah, no. I cannot show her the picture. Darn it. But Mr. Thespian was here, bothering the poor woman. Huh. Interesting. I guess. Oh, maybe we can go to Gardev? Oh, but it's also... You know what? It might be a good spot to end here. Ugh. Yeah. Save it, though. It's hard to end if you don't have some place to start from. Later. Alright. Let's... Yeah! Stretch. Big stretch. It's been a bit. But yeah. We got through the first part of the trial, now we're investigating. I'm not sure where I need to go next, but Garideb's in that photo as well, so I guess we should go talk to him next. That would be smart, would it not? What else? Well, Shamspear's obviously around the place, but I doubt we'd be able to find him. I don't really have any memories of that. He's probably just be around and pop up to be a nuisance and want me to smack him again. I'm just like, I want to smack. I see this clown of a man and I want to smack him. Evil clown man. Anyway, yes. I don't have a high opinion of Shamspeare. Like, it's about the same impression I've had, and then first off, I'm like, my impression of you just does not improve. But let's see. Yeah, I think, at least another 2 streams, maybe 3, before we get through this part. And then we'll be on to the first of the last 3 cases of the Great Ace Attorney in its totality. So yeah, that one, oh geez. Yeah, the next one will be the fair incident. So yeah. It's going to get interesting. We already got little bits. I will say Van Zeeks' whole deal is, with his dislike of Japanese people, is relevant to the overall big arching hoodly-doo story. Which I just realized some of you are going to be going, well, what overarching story? If you're unfamiliar with Ace Attorney, yeah. Ace Attorney games tend to have one overarching story throughout the cases. So, or at least bits and pieces, or there's a fair amount of the cases that lead up to a larger story that you find bits and pieces of through other cases, or just end up having things related to one another. So, Great Ace Attorney is very much that, except more in its totality. Everything ends up coming back together, or at least having some part of one case be relevant later down the line. So that's interesting. I think, Natsume's first case pulls into this one. I don't think it's directly related to the overall narrative itself, but the rest of them usually have at least 1 or 2 things with relevancy. Yeah. Okay. I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, give me a couple seconds. I'm like, yeah. There is stuff happening. We have been getting a fair amount of clues, so hopefully you've been paying attention. At least more than me. Oh gosh, that reminds me, my twin sister, as I believe I've mentioned in some of the earlier streams, she's played this, and she ended up finding out, just like, she's like, wait a second, it has to do with this person has done that thing, and I'm just, how? You just got introduced to them, how? Like, my sister was able to piece it together immediately. I was very shocked. And I had to pretend like, I'm like, oh, yeah, that'd be an interesting guess. I'm like, play it cool. Yeah, that was interesting, but yeah, it's quite an interesting plot, if I do say so myself. So I hope you're looking forward to more. At least more zaniness. We got Shloms today. Oh, he's a tree. He's such a silly man. He's such a good character. I love him so much. Anyway, that will be it for today. We got another Ace Attorney stream Friday, as per usual. At this point in time. So yeah, look forward to that. If you like this video, please feel free to give it a like if you so wish. Leave any comments down below if you have anything to mention. I don't know. Maybe commenting on people's outfits. Maybe be like, yeah, I don't like that person either. What have you. Maybe you have a little factoid you want to share about something that got brought up. Maybe about, like, gas companies at the time. You know, whatever you want. You can leave some comments down. At least on my channel, if you're giving some little fun historic tidbit facts, I would not mind. Especially given this game is loosely set in a time, a now historic time period. So, you know, I'm up for history. I'm a bit of a nerd. But anyway, yeah, if you have been liking my videos, or you want to stick around to see more Ace Attorney, maybe consider subscribing. You don't have to, but, you know, something to think about. And yeah, with that, I will have to bid all of you, my viewers, whether you're subscribers, so my Mises, my Painted Space Mice subscribers, or you just happened upon some of my videos, I must bid you all farewell with a fond bye-bye, and I hope to see you another time.